Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with the Lump, and I'm here with something awesome for you. Panzer Corps, right? By Slithering Games, Panzer Corps, the original, and now Panzer Corps 2 have released. And in poking around the other day, I noticed that Panzer Corps 2 is actually on Xbox Live, which I've got on my PC. The Xbox Live Game Pass thing. It was on Game Pass. I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's take a poke at it. Because the reviews for Panzer Corps 2 have been okay. They've been pretty good. They didn't start out too good, but it seems like it's improved a little bit. And I like Panzer Corps Gold. So I was like, okay, well, let's take a look. And I can try it for free and see what the deal is. Unfortunately, on Game Pass, all the DLCs are not included. Sometimes DLC is included on Game Pass and sometimes it isn't. Panzer Corps 2 is one of the times that it isn't. Before we get started, though, there's something I want to address specifically. And here on Steam, Panzer Corps Gold, I saw multiple complaints about Panzer Corps Gold not including the Gold Edition, right? All the bonuses. Because that was one of the cool parts about Panzer Corps Gold, is that if you got it, you pretty much got everything. I think I got it on sale, like one of their summer sales, and I got the Gold Edition for like $5, and it was so many DLCs and scenarios. I was like, screw it. If the game sucks, I mean, I'm out $5. But if it's great, which is actually really good, you know, I'm getting all this stuff for just a few dollars. This is great. But I double checked just to ensure that Panzer Corps Gold does have it, and it does. At least mine does. So I wanted to show you guys that. All right, so I've got Panzer Corps pulled up here. You can see up at the top right, it says Gold Edition. So I've got that and click on New Game. And it's got the standard campaigns here, right, that you can pick from. But there's also the grand campaigns. And where do you click to get to it? I had to figure that out the other day. All right, so there's like tutorial campaigns. We're not going to play that. You can click on the German ones and play specific German campaigns. The Africa Corps, here's the Allies, the Soviets, is it here? Yeah, okay, here it is. These classified ones. And you can see, boom, all these just huge grand campaigns. Really, really just awesome stuff. So all of that gold content is there. If you are lucky enough to catch Panzer Corps Gold on sale, yeah, absolutely get it. I mean, there's no reason not to get it. There's just a huge amount of military or of scenarios and things that you can play here. I wanted to show you one real quick. We're not going to play through it. I just wanted to pull up Panzer Corps Gold because this is a little over 10 years ago is when this game released. That way you can see what was, and now when we play through Panzer Corps 2, at least some of it, you guys can see what is. Okay, I think it was this one I was looking at. Yeah. Okay, so you can set a whole bunch of different options. Basic, advanced. We're not going to get into everything because we're going to talk about some of the options in the other game. But
Operation Overlord, the greatest.
All right, for some reason, the game is so loud at some points and not so loud at other points. But here we go. This is Operation Overlord, so should be the invasion of the beaches, right? So D-Day, all the other good stuff. I think these are like airborne drops. Here, you can move them and, yep, embark, disembark troops. Oh, crap. Let me... options. Okay, here we go. Pull this up, because this is something that drives me nuts. I always have to make sure I do this. I set mine to 2-button. Instead of 1 button, you can decide what you want for your mouse. So otherwise you don't accidentally click wrong. So I have it set up to where it's like left click to select or unselect, right click to have them do it. But anyway, this you can see is the graphics for Panzer Corps Gold. It looks good. It looks like the old school war games that we were used to. I mean, the graphics aren't bad by any means. This is easily still playable, still fun. Still really cool to just pull it up and play through the scenarios. But now let's switch over to Panzer Corps 2 so you guys can see what it looks like. All right, so I've got Panzer Corps 2 pulled up here. I do have the audio cut down, the music cut completely off because I really don't want to run the risk of getting copyright struck. But we'll play through just a quick scenario, or at least part of a scenario, so you guys can see some of the differences of the game. But something I did want to show you up front that I don't really care for here is, all right, so here's Panzer Corps 2 on Steam. You can get it wherever you want, right? Sells for $40, but look at this. Panzer Corps 2 Complete Edition, $116.91. What? No, hell no. What are you doing? Who's gonna pay that? I mean, I get it. Some people, they do it slow. They'll buy a scenario pack as it releases. That's fine. You know, there's some that do that, some that don't. But I do not like this new. We're gonna go after. Who are the people that made Stellaris and Europa Universalis? I cannot remember them. PAX something. I'll have to put it on. Paradox Interactive. That's the damn name of the company. I couldn't remember it earlier. Paradox Interactive. That's the damn name of the company. I couldn't remember it earlier. Screen because I can't remember their name off the top of my head for some reason. Having a brain fart. But that company that has the buttloads of DLC, right? That they do for every game, and it's like they'll release a game and they'll release 70% of the game, 60% of the game. And then they'll sell the remaining bits of it in 5% chunks for $10, $15, $20 a pop that hopefully you can get on sale at some point and get it cheaper. Now, I get it. They've got to have a way to make extra money, and I don't really fault them for wanting to be able to monetize a big IP like Panzer Corps so they can, profit off of it. They've got a profit, but I don't like this $10 a DLC thing or $15 DLC thing. It's just too much. I don't know. Maybe $5 a pop. I would be less inclined to hate on it. It just adds up so quick. I mean, look at this. 1939, 1940, 1941, 42, 43, 44. And it's, $10 a pop. And look, by the time you get done, you're looking at a game that's way, way, way too expensive. $40 is a reasonable price for Panzer Corps, but I would think like Panzer Corps and a good chunk of this DLC, like the 40 would be a reasonable price. Just as a heads up. Now, this is from what I've read. I haven't played this one because I'm not paying all this for the DLCs. Again, it's just too much. But the Spanish Civil War one, really cool that they made a scenario based on that, right? Because most war games don't touch on this. They don't touch on this this theater of combat, which is the pre-World War II era where Hitler had sent troops down to Spain to fight. All right, so it was basically a chance for him to test gear, test tanks, test his troops, get them some combat experience. So he sent them down there to fight in the little bit of war. But because you're not in direct control, you're basically controlling part of the troops. And how they simulate that in this game and how they simulate that in this expansion, this DLC, is the fact that you don't have control over the vast majority of infantry, right? And that's a problem because you need infantry to do so many things in this game. And you can see, boom, 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 a lot of bad reviews on it. And I get what they were going for. I'm not faulting them per se for trying something new. The implementation just didn't work. I like the fact that they did try something new. They took control out of your hands of the infantry because the infantry were being controlled by the nationalist forces, right? You had control of tanks and vehicles because those are what you sent. So you get to control those because you're controlling the German forces. But the infantry just don't do well. From what I've read, the big complaint is the infantry just kind of run off and they're doing their own thing. And Leroy Jenkins in their butts, into the enemy forces. and then you have to kind of go with them to protect what's left of them, and it's not where you're trying to do the thrust of your attack, and it just didn't work out right. So the implementation didn't work. The idea, okay, cool, I can get behind the idea. The AI just wasn't up to snuff for what it needed to do. So hopefully they patch this. I would pay attention to the reviews, the comments, the discussions, and see if they get it to where it's working a little bit better, and then try the DLC. Because the DLC set in this theater and trying something, oh, cool, I love that. I just don't think they implemented it well, at least from what people have said. Like I said, I haven't played the DLC, so I can't comment one way or the other. Here is our main screen. Here is all the DLC that I do not have, all the different time periods, and then Spanish Civil War. So, yeah. We'll do ourselves a new game. Hey, look at that. Don't care. Tutorial, campaign, scenario, random scenario, cool stuff. Let's do a campaign, and I like it that it has plenty of options here for you, right? So you got different areas that you can start with. The difficulty really has been opened up a fair amount. You can do it all the way easy, hard, and then get into the advanced options where it gets into everything. You can cut off weather, you can cut off supply, fog of war, so you know where the enemy is. Now, this is a big thing for me. I have always hated turn limits. To me, I hate them with a passion. The thing is, for games like this, turning off turn limits is just a huge buff for the player, because it means I can kind of sit back and just do whatever I want, but it's my game. That's what I'm going to do. And of course, you can do stuff like Iron Man or have custom armies. So you can purchase, deploy any troops beginning of the game rather than doing the predefined starting troops. So cool stuff if you want to do that. Oh, and something kind of neat here is the commander trait points. And if you're just starting out, I would bump that up just a little bit, especially if you're newer to games like this. It makes it a little bit easier. Feel free, if you're just starting out, to give yourself a buttload of them. You can stack your commander up, make him real powerful. Your troops get all these buffs, and it works in your favor. You can always tone those back later on when you replay it at higher difficulties and you have a better idea how things are going. All right, so something kind of neat is when we're starting off our little campaign here, we can pick where we want to start. Do we want to start in north, start in the south? And different things are happening in different areas. If you're in the north, it's more mobile, open ground. If you're in the south, it's close quarters and sieges. We'll go with north. I already played that scenario, so I kind of know what's coming up. All right, so cool part, beginning here, you get to pick your commander. We're going to call our commander Billy. Oh, Billy, what are we going to do? And look at all these ugly Germans. I don't know. Okay, yeah, we'll go with this one. I like his mustache. And this is the commander points I was talking about earlier that you get to pick from. They have a whole list of options here you can scroll and pick through. Like the infantry general and panzer general. I like both of these top ones. That's why I bumped my commander up to 4 points. So I can boom, boom, click those, and that's my 4 points, because each of these costs 2. And it's take units cost 25% less slots. There's like core slots and everything. As you're going through your campaign, they take up so many points, and you can have basically an army, a core army that you're carrying on from different scenario to scenario, that you reinforce using points, that you fight with, that gains experience, all that cool stuff. So this makes it to where I can have a reduced cost for those guys. But other stuff, you get 25 or 15 random prototypes in every mission, except for the first. Plus 50% prestige for capturing flags. That's cool stuff. Map all around primary objectives is permanently revealed. Plus 5% accuracy bonus. All units get +4, +3, +2 initiative on the first 3 turns, and +1 on all subsequent turns. That's actually pretty good. Master's Blitzkrieg. All tanks get +1 movement point and cross minor rivers easier. Really cool stuff. Plus 25% experience growth rate. So you see that all of these give you really cool stuff for your troops and make them really, really powerful. I mean, these are good bonuses. However, you can take some weaknesses if you want, and these will get you extra bonuses, extra points that you can spend. So if you want to balance it out, you can do that. Inept logistics, minus 10% of your core slots. Cannot give over strength to units. Denied air force, so you can't even have air units. Denied artillery, can't have artillery. Retrograde, get new equipment 6 months later than normal. Green Army, elite replacements are limited to 3 times per mission. Cannot use replacements in the middle of battle. That I would probably lose. I don't know that I'd be able to beat the scenarios without that. Due to breakdowns, units randomly lose move points and attack actions at the beginning of each turn. Poor ground control. Enemy units can freely move through zone of control. That's not good. Combat results can never be better than predicted. So they can be worse, but they can never be better. Trench. Each attack deals 1 point less damage to the enemy's entrenchment. And you can see there's more of those. So add those on at your peril. But remember, they give you extra points that you can spend over here. I swear to God, I can always tell when the HOA is going to come through and mow because it's always when I'm recording. Every single time. But anyway, we'll stick with these two. We'll leave everything else as is in our briefing.
My telephone call with High Command just finished. Now that the invasion of Poland is imminent, we need to discuss your role in Operation Fan Vice. During these briefings, I will be your primary link to the directives coming from High Command. While my time on the battlefield may be long past, I can still offer you important insights alongside your orders. Now then, on to the business at hand. As you can see, we're deploying your new Panzer Corps to Yersko to combine with elements of Khrushchev's 4th Army. Your immediate objective is to cut the Danzig corridor by advancing to the Vistula River. Our move to link Germany and East Prussia is an obvious one that our enemy will surely predict. But I expect the speed of your advance to take them by surprise, allowing you to intercept their forces before they reach more defensible positions. To fully take control of the corridor, these 2 major crossings of the Vistula must be occupied. If you seize the opportunity, crossing the Vistula here in a flanking maneuver could make taking your objectives much easier. Good luck on your first combat operation, Herr General. I would hate for it to be your last.
Yeah, me too. And the briefing, and boom! Billy is starting turn 1. So you see here at the top of the screen, we've got our core slots and our prestige. Our prestige is that coin, and that is like how much we get per turn, how much we have, and it allows us to replace units, right? So we can take damage to our infantry units, to our tanks, and then pay to repair that. If you click on a unit here, see on the left side where it says replace, we can replace that, or we can do elite replacement. Elite replacement keeps their experience level, right? So you're not replacing them with green troops who aren't as good. Upgrade units, you can embark them, split them, disband them, all that other good stuff. Let me make sure I am still on the right options. Yeah, I always want to make sure I'm at 2 button. Now, we probably won't play through this whole scenario, but play through a little bit of it and let you guys see how it looks. You can see the graphics are fairly improved, and it's little stuff, right? It's more like the background animations. You can see the clouds moving across the board, the flags fluttering in the wind. Little bits of movement like that is stuff that you didn't see back in the old Panzer Gold. But to me, this one has that feel like, especially that the graphics have been tuned up a little bit to kind of appeal to that more modern audience, because I think war gamers care less and less about what the units look like, what the graphics look like. For us, I mean, we're used to looking at counters, right? We don't care that often. Now I like miniature games, so obviously the better it looks, it's not going to hurt my feelings. But for us, graphics just aren't that big of a deal. So I do think stuff like this, these improvements are nice, but they do appeal to the wider audience, not necessarily the grognard. But if we scroll in, we can see we've got a selection of Panzer 1s and Panzer 2s Obviously, this is 1939, so we're not coming in here with a bunch of Panzer IVs. Got a little scout car here. Cool parts, we do have 3 aircraft. I didn't notice this at first, but I've got 1 Stuka. Their paint job is so similar. I kind of wish that they changed it up just a little bit, because you can tell looking at this one now, especially if you're paying close attention, that this is a Stuka, right? This is not a Messerschmitt. But if you just glance across there, right? Yellow nose, yellow nose, yellow nose. This one does have the yellow tip on the wings that they don't, but it's kind of harder to see, right? So I didn't notice at first that this was a Stuka, not a Messerschmitt, but it is what it is. You can see from the aircraft, just holding on to the aircraft, since they have such a wide movement value, that it shows already the combat values, right? And you can see the artillery that is over here and their infantry. That's all I can see, that I would cause 1 on average damage to those units, and then the Stuka would cause 3. Let's see, he doesn't have the range. He does have the range. He'd only cause 1. He wouldn't cause anything. Let's see what the infantry would do. Just 1. And see, that's what it's kind of giving you a preview of what the combat's going to be. The gray is obviously for the German forces. Green is for the Allied forces. And that negative number is how many points you're going to lose. So this Panzer I tank would go from 10 strength points down to 7. Predicted, it could go different, and then they would lose 1. Now, you can change that to where it is exactly as what is predicted, but you really don't want to do that. You can do something interesting here where you surround the enemy forces and you get a flanking bonus. Let's actually do that real quick and show you guys, but you can't have attacked. If you notice, all of my units, they have a red and a green below their icon. That means their ability to move and shoot. They can do that once each per round. So let's take this Panzer B, and we'll put him there. So he still has his red, so he can still shoot. And we'll put this one here. And you see now they are encircled, and we get the mass attack bonus. So we get a bonus if another unit next to them has not fired. And we get to do that with the other one. So, boom! Take that pain. And we got, wow, they got lucky. They got lucky because I should have smoked them. Yeah, see, 1 got extra damage and 1 didn't get enough. I should have wiped those guys out. Let's just actually finish them off with the Stuka. Boom! I love that. I love that. And you can see the graphics are very much improved when it comes to the combat. I need to attack this. There's an AT gun here. Oh, clicking on this infantry does have a truck transport, and you can tell. You see where the markers are for his movement. It extends out to a truck. So here's normal infantry movement, and then anything past that is into trucking. Let's see, I know they've got an AT gun there, and I think they've got an armored car down there. So we'll go there. Let's see, do a little scouting with my Messerschmitt. Yep, armored car. So we'll attack that one just to do a little damage. And I know they have, because I remember a bomber that's going to come in, but I don't know where it is. Let's just cause a little damage here. Hey, we caused 2. Not bad. See, do I have the ability to get in on him? Okay, I can get up with that, so I want to cause a little bit of a bonus. All right, so watch this. We're doing the same thing. Moving up, and we're getting... Oh, we're not getting the mass attack because those guys are engineers, but we'll cause a little bit of damage. And cause a little damage to these guys. Get them! Flamethrower! Love that. burn that terrain. And can my scout car get up there and finish them off? Yeah, it can. Perfect. All right, so let's get up here. See, I need to actually go down here. Ah, that one's gonna cause a lot of damage. Yeah, let's go there. Can I get that infantry? That infantry, he's slowed down because of this terrain. But we will move up. Yeah, we'll have a couple of tanks in the scout car move across the top, and we'll take a couple of these tanks down across the bottom here because they've got an airfield down here at the bottom, and they've got another airfield up over here. But taking control of this lower airfield gives me the ability to move my aircraft up so I can start bombing these cities. So let's, where can he get to? Yeah, he can get to there. Let's have him go there, have him go there. And get a little bit of a mass attack bonus. Just 1-to-1. Nothing great. And move. I want to move the artillery up, but I don't want to move them too far because I know there's a cavalry that's getting ready to come around, and I want to keep it behind my units because if I don't, that cavalry would tear my my guns up. I won't hold on to them. So you can see I've moved all my units, got them all done. Really cool stuff. And just to show you guys down over here, you can click on the different hexes to see what's in them. And then if you just hold your cursor down over here to the left, it shows you what's there. So here, for example, is a dirt airfield. And then here we've got like crop side, right? Countryside. And then shows the same thing, towns here. You can do that for any spot that's on the board. You can see what's there, right? Village, crops, hills, trees. It gives you an idea of the terrain bonuses. So you don't have to click on anything else. You can just simply hold your cursor over that little eye icon to find out everything you need to know. Let's burn our turn here. See what kind of attacks we're gonna receive. Oh, there comes a bomber. Oh, he's coming. Yeah, we got him. And there's the cavalry. Oh, the cavalry didn't get up on me. All right, I definitely want to try to get him. But you guys will be able to see how I reinforce troops. Let's see, that gun can't reach anything. This gun can reach, but can't really cause a whole lot of damage. Can the Messerschmitt? Ooh, yeah, let's see if I can get him from both sides. Can I do that? Yeah, here we go. Get a little mass attack on the bomber. But yeah, I think I have this set on like easy. So normally it's not going to be quite this simple to smack them around. But I didn't want to get beat on camera. Now, this cavalry, they're actually pretty tough. So you have to be careful. I think they'll mess up my, let's see, what, can I bomb them first? Yeah. I think that's what I did for all the cavalries. I bombed them and hit them with artillery first. Gotta slow them down. Yeah, can I get, yeah, okay. Put him and put him. Get a mass attack going. Oh no, I wanted to get the attack off. And they've moved too far, so I'm not going to be able to get that attack. And that gun's only going to be able to move one hex and be able to fire, which means they're out of range now. Oh well. Let's just fire on this guy, cause a little damage. And move him up. I don't want him getting away. So pull him around. and get the encircle bonus. Now, you see that where it pops up and it says overrun. That means I get to move with this tank again because I was able to take out their unit with the tank. Tanks get that. They get to move and attack and move and attack. If they start killing units in a wave, they'll just keep going. Really cool stuff. Let's move this one on up. I need to remember, I wanted to show you guys how to reinforce your units. I don't think I haven't moved with any units I've taken losses with yet, though. Basically, you click over here, and it's going to use both your movement and your attack value to go ahead and restock those units. It's going to take it from your supplies there at the top. You notice I got supplies when I took this city here. I'll get more supplies as I take these towns going on across, and you can restock those units. Let's see which one is damaged. I think yeah, these infantry. Yeah, I wanted to show you how much it's going to cost. Let's see if we can wipe out these guys. Yep. Get around. Crap. They're going to mess that tank up. I screwed up. I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Move him up a little bit. Yeah, I don't have anyone left to move. They're going to hurt that tank. They're going to hurt that tank bad. I can see that already. Yeah, there's some infantry hitting my scout car. Oh, more cavalry. Not good. I got a scout. Oh, damn. They ran. Yeah, that's me having it set on easy. All right. So, just so you guys can see, click here on Elite Replacement. Strength will be +2, and it's either 22, right, for the regular, or 42. So it's almost double to do Elite Replacements, but you don't lose that experience points. Let's see. Yeah, this shows the experience would go down from 314 down to 251. Not sure exactly what that would entail for him. But let's do one more quick round here. Ooh, I could get around behind him. Get a circle bonus. We'll go here. Run! I mean, of course it's easy because I got it set on easy, so. Boom! Oh, come on. You guys should have died there. Y'all suck. And we're going to do an Elite Replacement for them. And we're going to bring in a Stuka to bomb this tank. Boom! That way, my infantry here. Ah! Come on, get up on him. Oh, and shoot him. Little bit of damage. Perfect. Should be able to finish him off. Got him. There he is. But I don't have enough troops to get a village. I want to weaken that gun down before. Oh, I forgot about these infantry. Need to get those guys moved up. Because I do not want to attack them, that gun. With my tanks, they'll get hurt pretty bad. So we'll repair this tank and we'll repair that tank. Yeah, just depending on the difficulty level you set this at, you get more than enough prestige points to keep your troops going during the battle. But anyway, you guys can see how that's going to go on. We would continue the push, gain this little town, and gain control of that so I could move my air forces up. And once they were there, especially without the turn limit, because I'm sorry, I kind of jibbed that. Like I said, and that's up to you, right? Having the turn limit requires you to make those calculated loss decisions, right? Where you have to push up because you're running out of time. But I hate it, where I play all the way through a scenario and I get right there to the end of it, and then I end up losing by 1 turn, 2 turns, where I just was on the cusp and I was going to win, but I lost simply because I ran out of turns. And it's because I dumb-thumbed it or misclicked. And yes, there's undos, but maybe I went left, right, when I should have gone right, or I went a few too many hexes in one direction, whatever. I don't like to have a small mistake punished to the level that I have to redo the whole damn scenario. So more often than not with these type games, if I have the ability to remove the turn limit, I just remove it. I don't care. It's not that big of a deal to me. And yes, that is going to give me the ability to cheese it occasionally, and I don't care. I'm going to do that. I remember when I first played through this scenario, I took my 2 artillery guns and I got up to these last cities, and I kept my tanks and troops back, had them both surrounded, and I tossed in artillery shells and Stuka dive bombs until I had weakened the whatever unit that was there. I think it was AT guns on both of these. Got them weakened, sent in the troops. The troops smashed them and took them out. And I was able to move on in and get the scenario. But I do like the fact that they give you that choice, right? That it's my choice. If I want to play the game that way, I can. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. If you want to play it your way, where you've got turn limits, or you've got harder difficulty, or lesser difficulty, more command points, all up to you. So ultimately, when it comes to Panzer Corps 2, is it for you? Yeah, if you like Panzer Corps 1, you're probably going to like this. If you like Hex Encounter war games, you're probably going to like this. There's plenty here to keep you occupied. My biggest fault with the game is what I've already touched on there earlier in it, and that's the DLC aspect of it. I think it's too much. I would wait to catch it on sale on Steam. Maybe they have a big Steam summer sale, something like that, where you can get Panzer Corps 2 and all its DLC for the price of Panzer Corps, right? If they were doing that, then yeah, I'm probably going to jump all over it, because then it's really cost effective for my money. And like I said, I get it. They can't make DLC. They can't put out new scenarios without us paying for them, right? I just think there's that point where it becomes sticker shock, because when they put out the 39 scenario, the 40 scenario, the 41 scenario, and you're doing $10 a pop for them, $10 isn't bad. But then when you add $10 for each one of them, and now adding all the DLC together, you're looking at $80, $90. You're twice the price of the game, right? The base game itself costs less than the DLC. Now you're at Paradox Interactive. That's the damn name of the company. I couldn't remember it earlier. Now you're in that Paradox territory, right? Where their games, you can't afford to buy the game because it's $300-$400 to get the game and all the DLCs for it. And in my mind, they're really breaking up, not Slytherin, not the ones making Panzer Corps, but Paradox. They're breaking apart a whole game into pieces, and then they're selling you the pieces at exorbitant prices. But yeah, finding Panzer Corps 2 on Game Pass, that was great. I love Game Pass, because I'm always jumping on there, grabbing whatever game, and being able to basically play it for free. Yeah, I'm all about it. That's great. I wish they'd included the DLC as part of the Game Pass, but I can live with just the core game itself. I would like to get the rest of the scenarios, but like I said, I'm going to wait for Steam to have a sale, and then I'm going to get them. And remember, when it comes to the Spanish one, not that it's... Just wait. Let them fix it. And then get it. Good idea, bad implementation. Hopefully they'll get that tweaked, and we'll be set as far as that one goes. All right. That's going to be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Y'all take care. I'll catch you in the next one.